This is the Kindie Rockstars Podcast, Season 4. Bringing you incredibly talented singers, artists, creators, and producers in the genre of children's music. I'm your host, Patrick Adams. Each episode will feature songs, albums, videos, or live performances, along with great stories from the artists themselves. Kindie Rockstars Season 4 is proud to be supported and sponsored by Waltmania Public Relations, serving the family entertainment community for more than 20 years. And now, on with the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Kindie Rockstars. I am really happy to have with me today Suzanne Jamieson. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, it's great to have you on. And Suzanne will be treating us today to a holiday song feature. It's that time of year again. So I think this is very apropos. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into making music for kids.
Thanks, Patrick. Well, I have a background in musical theater, so I spent a lot of time doing theater in New York and LA. But in Los Angeles, singing and acting started to diverge a bit, and I was still acting and singing, but maybe not always in the same type of venue or in a single project. So when I had my first child, my daughter Colette, and I can't remember when did I have her? In 2012. I wanted to create a lullaby album for her, and so that's kind of how I got into the children's music genre. And then as she grew, there were lessons that I wanted to teach her and my son, who was born in 2014. And so I wanted to teach some of these lessons I had picked up through just living, and I also have a background in yoga and yoga therapy. But I didn't want to do it in a way that was, dogmatic. I wanted to teach them these lessons in fun ways, things like grit, resilience, great gratitude, friendship, community, thought stopping, thought spinning, optimism, things like that. And so that's what I did after the lullaby album. It took me years to write the Bounce album because I had two little kids, but I did it. And then I ended up producing co-writing and producing that with the pop-ups out of New York. And sort of that has sort of kept me in the children's music world, and I've loved being a part of it since then. So I've been working on some holiday singles, which we're featuring today, and then I'll have a new album out next year.
Fantastic. All right. Have you gotten your kids involved yet with any of your songs?
Yeah, they're on you'll see if you link to the video for Sequins, they're both in that video. They're both in the Om Shanti video, which is from the Bounce album. And they are also just like little vocal parts on a song called Pumpkin Spice Latte. So and they're very interested, especially my daughter, who's a great singer, is very interested in being part. So I'm hoping to include them even more in the next album.
Very cool. Yeah, my 4-year-old is going to make her debut on my next album because she's made up this wonderful song and this crazy song, and then she's like made up part of the lyrics. So I'm going to help her take that and create a song out of it.
That's a yes and situation for sure.
Definitely. All right. Well, let's talk about the holiday songs.
Sure.
So we're going to feature 3, and we will start with Santa Surfer. So tell us what inspired this one.
The newest song. It was just released last week. And so I live in LA. I'm from Wisconsin. So my experience of the holiday season is quite different here than it was back there. And so I was talking to my mother, who still lives in Wisconsin, about an idea for a holiday single. And she said, well, why don't you write something about having Christmas in LA. And that sort of sparked the idea of Santa being a surfer, and came up with this story about this girl who goes to the beach and sees Santa surfing the waves. And you can follow that story throughout the song.
Very cool. All right. That's a great premise for a song. And who
Thanks.
knows, maybe if you go to the beach in LA,
You never know.
as we close in on Christmas, you might see that.
You might be there.
All right. Well, we're going to play it now. Here it is, Santa's Surfer by Suzanne Jamieson.
5 months ago, I learned the truth. I had to see it with my own 2 eyes. I wouldn't have believed it if anyone had told me, but I'm sure it wasn't a disguise. The sand was hot, 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 yeah, it burned my feet. The sun was blasting down its rays. A crazy summer day, we were at the beach to play, but then I saw him caressing away. Santa's a surfer, yeah, he can really ride. Santa's a surfer, yeah, he can really ride. With the summer tan, he's a river man, with his reindeer by his side. Santa's a surfer, you know I saw it oceanside. Now I know what you're thinking, that I just got too hot and started saying things that weren't there. But my friends saw it too, and I think that you knew, because a frosty wind blew through the air. And then he gave a laugh as he touched his nose, and all at once he disappeared. He said his mind rushed in with riding, re-riding, and the word believe just up and appeared. Santa's a surfer, yeah, he can really ride. Santa's a surfer, yeah, he can really ride. With the summer tan, he's a river man, with his reindeer by his side. Santa's a surfer, you know I saw it oceanside. Surfer, yeah, he can really ride. Santa's a surfer, yeah, he can really ride. Santa's a surfer, yeah, he can really ride. Santa's a surfer, yeah, he can really ride.
All right. And that was Santa's a Surfer. All right. The next song we're going to talk about is Christmas Eve. So tell us about this one.
Yeah. So for this song, I really drew on memories of myself as a child going to my grandma's house. And, my cousins and I were all together, and we would take off our shoes and, rub them on the carpet and zap each other, and I'd put like whole black olives on each finger and eat them one at a time. And we'd go in the basement and play down there until, we were called up to eat. And just these lovely memories that I'm sure are, universal in the themes. So the idea is sort of just how much fun that night was, and how lucky we were to have experienced those times as a family, and looking back on them with gratitude.
Yeah. And then, people have different traditions on Christmas Eve. Ours always was you get to open one present. And
Sure. Oh, yeah.
It's a big family dinner. And some years we diverted over to opening the stockings and then saving the presents for Christmas morning. But
yeah, and I know a lot of families do that. Now Christmas jammies are kind of becoming a big thing.
It's really, really fun when you have kids.
Yeah. Yeah, for
So,
sure.
all right. Well, we're going to play it now. Here it is, Christmas Eve by Suzanne Jamieson.
I always love at Grandma's house when I take off my shoes. How my feet sink into the carpeting like doing in canoes. I roll my way to the veggie tray, then I find the hole like olives. I pop one on each fingertip, then I go and find the stockings and those kids. We play a game downstairs, it's the best night of the winter. Working up an appetite till we go for Christmas dinner. To celebrate, to sing, to give, and all of us are together. I wish we could keep this night going on forever and ever. It's Christmas Eve, the tree is lit, we're shining with a star, and I can't help but think about how lucky that we are. It's Christmas Eve, the tree is lit, we're shining with a star, and I can't help but think about how lucky that we are. How lucky we are. Dinner served, Mom declares we kids have our own table, and then dessert, the real main course. So I go and pour my travel. I grab a gingerbread man first, a set of many eyes, the document, a glass of milk before I hit the pies. Pumpkin cake and chocolate too. How do I make a choice? A little of all three, I guess. Fuel it up for my new toys. To celebrate, to sing, to give, and all of us are together. I wish we could keep this night going on forever and ever. It's Christmas Eve, the tree is lit, it's shining with a star, and I can't help but think about how lucky that we are. It's Christmas Eve, the tree is lit, it's shining with a star, and I can't help but think about how lucky that we are. It's Christmas Eve, the tree is lit, it's shining with a star, and I can't help but think about how lucky that we are. It's Christmas Eve, the tree is lit, it's shining with a star, and I can't help but think about how lucky that we are. How lucky we are.
And that was Christmas Eve. And the last song we're going to be talking about is all about New Year's, and it's called Sequins. So
That's
tell us
right.
about this
New
one.
Year's Eve. So this song is really just an anthem for any kid who ever, felt like they were too much. It's like if they were ever told to tone it down or to just, take it down a notch. This is a song for them about just being as authentically yourself as you can and using New Year's to just completely celebrate and be as outrageous as possible and wear your sequins and celebrate exactly who you are and celebrate the new year. And so we had a lot of fun with this song. And as I said, we have a great video for this song up on YouTube.
Very cool. Yeah, and then the one part of the song I related to so much was when you talked about New York on New Year's Eve and
Yeah.
all the people
Freezing.
and just imagining you're in that. It's like, oh man, I really wonder if it's worth it. They look so cold.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I should do it one year just to see.
I know. I think that's kind of you have the experience one time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'd be hard to do now. I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And you're in LA, so yeah, that might be a bit of a stretch, but who knows?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, well, we're gonna play it. Here it is, Sequins by Suzanne Jamieson.
Tonight's my favorite of the entire year, when everyone is cool. I get to stay up, 'cause it's a holiday. Tomorrow there's no school. Tonight is the night of the world's best party. Tomorrow New Year's about to start, so I get to do things a little differently. We watch the TV, it looks so cold out there, down in NYC. Wait for the ball drop, freezing in Times Square, glad it's done not me. But that's not the thing that I love the most, not even to stay up for New Year's toast. I finally put on the clothes I wanna see, 'cause I wanna wear sequins all the time, 'cause honey, you know I like to shine. It's a brand new year and I'm walking this goal. I wanna wear sequins all the time, 'cause honey, it's now my time to shine. Yeah, you can tone it down, but I'm not scared at all. We went to Target and picked up everything that we are gonna need. Some silly hats and some noisy party horns and shiny plastic beads. 'Cause tonight is the night we can go all out, 'cause that's what the new year is all about. Yeah, we are the stars burning up the galaxy. With my hat and my shades and my boots and my skirt and my rings and my pants and my scarf and my shirt, my eyeliner matches the stripes, it all works. With my belt, there's no need to rehearse. I was meant to wear sequins here tonight, 'cause honey, you know it just feels right. It's a brand new year and I'm walking this goal. I wanna wear sequins all the time, 'cause honey, it's now my time to shine. Yeah, you can turn it down, but I'm not scared at all.
And that wraps up our holiday song feature. I hope you enjoyed Santa's a Surfer, Christmas Eve, and Sequins. So Suzanne, let everybody know, where can they stream, download, purchase those songs and your other album, Bounce? And how can they find and connect with you?
Great. Thank you, Patrick. So you can find my music wherever you stream music. And just so you know, it's Suzanne Jamieson, Jamieson. And I also have a website, SuzanneJamiesonSings.com. If you like to follow on Instagram, that's also Suzanne Jamieson Sings, and same for YouTube, where you can see some of our music videos. And I just want to thank you so much for having me on. What a fabulous podcast this is. And thanks for, putting kindie music out into the world.
Absolutely. And thank you for coming on. I love this community. There's so much great stuff, great talent. And it's always my hope that more people get discovered and have that opportunity.
Well, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
You got it. All right. Talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks so much. Bye-bye.